Ladies and gentlemen, one of our favorites is back, Daniel Elizabeth Bova. He is Director of Special Projects and Editor at Entrepreneur.com.
Nice. So BuzzFeed News shared an article about
I like it when they share.
an NYU student who did study abroad in Florence. Well, she did not have fun. And now thousands of internet strangers are mocking her about it. In an essay for Insider titled, "I'm an NYU student who studied abroad in Florence. I hated every aspect of my semester abroad."
Cute.
It's a little wordy. If this were on Entrepreneur, Dan, I'm sure you would have made her cut down that title. The 19-year-old wrote about how her experience at NYU's Florence campus wasn't filled with the romantic rides on Vespas and strolls with gelato that she expected.
Who strolls with a gelato? You said you enjoy your gelato.
Her name is
You don't multitask.
her name is Stasia Datskovska.
Don't even try.
And she said, people accept this romanticized version of things that don't embrace anyone who deviates from that vision. Society represses anything negative we have to say about travel and different cultures. Right there, I disagree with her. The internet is for being negative.
Yeah.
It's for leaving nasty reviews. It's for calling people out and saying when you don't like something.
The internet is essentially you.
I think what people don't like is that she sounds like a privileged little, I don't know, possum. Privileged possum. That's my next
Read my
book.
mind, possum. That's what I was thinking.
So yeah,
That old saying.
Twitter users were responding to her article with fury, calling her entitled and obnoxious. The best response, though, is from Amanda Knox, who was wrongfully imprisoned in connection with her roommate's murder while abroad in Italy. She chimed in with a joke saying, "Girl, what are you talking about? Studying abroad is awesome."
Oh, that's kind of funny, although
do love
it involves
that.
the death of an innocent person. But still good on you, Amanda.
One interesting take, Dan, and I don't know if you ever run into this. Someone took issue with the editor who commissioned the piece for publishing an article that inspired so much outrage against a young freelancer, saying the writer seemed to have been exploited. I feel like that's going just one step too far. It's getting hits. That's what everyone wants.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So you're saying that the editor purposely picked a topic that they thought a lot of people would respond to. That doesn't sound, not in my book. No, I don't play that
How
way.
dare they?
This is why your book isn't selling, by the way.
So this girl, Stasia, says if she had to do it all again, she wouldn't go anywhere else. She just wouldn't set any expectations. That seemed to be her big issue. She had this romanticized idea of what would happen, and it really wasn't that way. But she also says she's not afraid to be a contrarian. She's learned that it's okay to contradict what people are comfortable accepting as the norm. I haven't learned anything. I want to say I've read this and I've come away with something. I haven't. Good. Good for this girl that she has her maybe 10 minutes of fame, albeit for a really weird reason. I loved Florence when I was there. I think it's a delightful area. She had said that some of the people weren't very friendly. But
Wait,
I don't
when
know.
were you there? Were you there at the same time as her? Because she said she ran into unfriendly people.
Yeah, no, that's
Well, she ran into a lot of them eye rollers that that did deep, obnoxious sighs over everything. Yes, I think that their paths have crossed.
like that.
Well, Bova, when were you studying? Well, did you study abroad in Florence? I'm sure you went there.
I did, or as we say, Firenze.
Someone remembers their eye tie.
Well, that was a funny thing. So so it was 1995, I think. I did a summer session, which at a college that amounted to like Florence Community College. Like it was very, very cheap to go there, and it was
That's great.
It was a college that was above like a Florence deli. Like seriously, it was like one room.
But what an amazing way to just sort of like live there with a pseudo visa. And I mean, it's great. What a racket.
So the funny thing for me was that so I took an Italian class, and I had taken beginner Italian at college, and I needed to take intermediate in order to get credit for it. So I went into this intermediate class and immediately understood zero words that were spoken by any of my classmates, the teacher, like just in one out ear, out the other. Couldn't understand a freaking word the entire semester, and I'm not exaggerating. So there's the class was like an hour or an hour and a half or something like that. And I remember there was one particular class where our teacher was just talking and talking and talking. And she was like, you know, very animated, and she's talking and talking. And again, like I can't understand a word that she's saying. And so the class was supposed to end at 2. So 2 o'clock, she's still going. And then I look at my watch, and it's 2:15, and she's still going. 2:30, and she's still going. So I kind of like motioned at my watch and said like mi dispiace, like I'm sorry, I have to go, and I left. So about 10 minutes later on the street, one of my classmates comes out, and she's like, do you know what she was talking about when you left? And I said, no, obviously I had no idea. And she said, she was telling us about how her husband had died, and she was so despondent she was going to kill herself. And at the moment she was going to kill herself, like Jesus came and saved her. So like in the middle of her saying this, I'm like, I gotta go. You know, there's gelato to eat. You know, so.
Wow.
That's my Italian story.
Did you ever show your face in the class again? Oh, it's fucking great. I mean, horrible, but great.
But and also, if you like got wrong, like I need to go or class is over, and you accidentally said like I must die or like could have been worse.
You should have done it. Hi. But the great thing about that class was we took the final, and then I was like, wow, I didn't understand a word of this. And then she just said, okay, now we grade it, and we all graded our own finals. So I squeaked it out with an 85. You can believe that.
This is why, this is why everyone should study abroad, because you learn that they don't really even have education in other countries. I did the same thing in Australia, and I think we had one homework assignment the entire 6 months I was there. I literally had a class where we just did collages. We're graded on collage. Yeah. Film appreciation, we just watched American movies. Not even talked about them. No report. It was, and every other weekend was a 3-day weekend. It is such a con in a great way, but that is amazing.
I don't know what this girl's talking about. I loved Florence. It was cool.
Yeah, and so wait, what was she like when you went back? Did you try in your horrible pigeon broken Italian to apologize? Like,
I didn't even try. She was like,
I love it. It is such a you story.
I mean, you can imagine the type of teacher that would like just start telling her classroom that, you know, she was like somewhere else.
Yeah, she didn't remember probably. Well, and again,
I'm talking a lot with my hands today. I just realized.
It's because you're Italian.
Hey,
it's been the